Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's TJ, and want to talk a little bit about the Jackson State FAMU football game. Jackson State getting a victory over FAMU by a score of 7-6. Uh, it was a good game to me, man. I enjoy watching this type of game. I know that in modern times you don't really see a lot of football games like this, where it's a defensive struggle. Offense is not really scoring points, so a lot of people consider those type of games boring, which I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but it's good to see teams still putting emphasis on defense, and both of these teams really brought stout defenses to this game. And you need a good defense. And the game started off, I mean, it was wet. They had a real bad rainstorm. You had slippery conditions, and when you have slippery conditions like that, you have to rely on the running game. So both teams tried to run the football, play style defense, and it just carried over to the end of the game. I got to give credit to FAMU. FAMU's defense really stepped up. They made stops. The short yardage situations, they always worked in their favor. Anytime Jackson State was at a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1, or even on a 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, for the most part, they shut them down. And also, Jackson State's defense, who played man-to-man coverage, locking down some really respectable receivers. FAMU has some really credible receivers out there playing. One receiver had about 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns the last time he hit a field. So those are some NFL-type numbers right there. That's how you go to the NFL, putting up numbers like that. But I like what I've seen out of Jackson State. Deion Sanders promised a change at Jackson State. And maybe it didn't come in the form of, throwing for 600-700 yards or 800 yards of total offense. But, putting emphasis on the defense, I have an appreciation for that. And even though Jackson State's offense kind of struggled to get points, as a fan of football, when I'm watching my favorite team, I'd rather my team have a really good defense to start the season and not have a good offense than having a good offense and not a good defense. Because, you can fix issues with offense. You can do different formations. You can call different plays. You can out-scheme some of the defensive packages that come your way. But when you have a sorry defense, it has a lot to do with the players. And I think we all can agree that Jackson State's offense, they have some really good football players, especially at the wide receiver position. Those guys was catching some really spectacular passes, 50-50 balls. So I like what I saw out of them. As far as FAMU, people was criticizing, the quarterback, and they were saying that he wasn't that good. But I just think that you have to give credit to the defense, just the same way, Shadur kind of struggled a little bit, when, trying to do too much, pressure was on him. You got to give FAMU some credit. It's just the fact that sometimes you meet defenses that make quarterbacks that can do a formidable job, makes them look average. And, even though I feel like that guy is going to play pretty good throughout the season, I don't think this is the last time he's going to play, even though he got benched. I think that he's going to play throughout the season. And Jackson State, to me, watching Jackson State and looking at their schedule, I don't think they're going to play a better defense than they played in this game versus FAMU. And no disrespect to any other team. I understand that Southern, they got a really good pass rush, and we got some other teams out here like Bethune-Cookman coming out of MEAC, where defense is their calling card in that conference. But I just fail to believe that anybody's going to play better defense than what FAMU put up against Jackson State. Jackson State needs to go back to the drawing board offensively. I feel like the offense is way too vanilla. I feel in some cases Deion Sanders tried to protect Shadur a little bit too much by calling running plays in crucial situations, not allowing him to see the field and letting him be baptized by fire, so to speak. Look, man, you got to take the training wheels off the bike, so to speak. You got to go out there and allow this guy to make plays and also make mistakes where you can actually coach him to not make the same mistakes again. Shadur, he turned the ball over in some crucial situations. 3 turnovers in the red zone. Not 3, but 2 in the red zone. And 1, that was kind of costly. But, it forced a field goal. So shouts out to the defense in that regard. but you got to be able to allow this dude to see the field. And when he was able to, call some plays for Shedeur, he made some good reads, man. He took what the defense gave him. He threw some wide receivers open, and also with the screen game, he looked really good. So I just think that the offensive play calling needs to get a little bit more exotic for the Jackson State Tigers. They got the players in order to make the offense very, very high-powered if they just go out there and allow them to just, run certain exotic plays, man. Like all those 3 yards in a cloud of dust plays and all those plays where you was playing scared. I don't feel like that's going to get you anywhere. But a win is a win. It's easier for you to fix some of these issues when you actually win a game versus when you lose. It came down to a defensive play, and they made the play that needed to be made in order to win the game. Nobody remembers the score at the end of the game. The only thing people really truly remembers is that a team won. So that's the way I feel about the Jackson State FAMU game. I think that both teams are going to be really good this season. Shouts out to FAMU. I think they're going to be a really formidable threat in the SWAC, and they're going to bring credibility when it comes to defense. So give credit to both teams. Wasn't the most exciting game if you like offense and throwing the ball all over the place. But if you're a defensive connoisseur like myself, you have an appreciation for what both teams put on the field. Peace.